Alright y'all, the Doors developers are at it once again, especially when it comes to their tweeting over at the X Twitter platform. They were able to answer even more questions to fans and players within the community, and they even ended up leaking even more information and new features that will be coming to a future Doors FLOOR 2 update. So make sure you smash like and subscribe and comment what you'd like to see being added. First, we do have to head over to Redibles, the co-developer for Roblox Doors, as they did recently interact with some of the players within the community, first of which a player simply asking if they can make it so that we can see the UGC on our avatars in the UGC tab within the game. And Redibles did mention that we are thinking up some ways to rework the in-game UGC to be more interesting and useful, so we will see. Currently within the UGC shop, they do have a user interface that works, though with some future tweaking, such as being able to see a 3D version of the model in-game. And well, speaking about UGC, we do know that Redibles is working extremely hard, pushing out more Doors UGC, as they did reply to a fan saying that the items may drop within a week, such as this one featuring a black bandana, which will feature Rush's mouth being positioned above the player's mouth. Now, the UGC is cool and all, but we got more exciting things to talk about, especially when it comes to the major aspects within the game receiving some changes. First of which, going back to the recent drama regarding about speedrunners, to which Redibles actually had a major response about the situation. To our speedrunner friends, I am working on some changes to the nest that will fill a rocklet shaped holes in your hearts. I see you. So it seems that the developers are open to try and diffuse the situation by incorporating some unique fixes that will ultimately make the community happier, as we can see Grooves, one of the speedrunner leaders, mentioning a positive reply, but we do get even more information deeper within a post. A player blatantly just asked whether or not there will be a Minds Plus update, to which Redibles mentioned that there will be several content updates coming to the Minds in the near future, but currently none of them are planned to be titled Minds Plus, though you could see them that way if you'd like. So it is confirmed that the Minds will in fact receive a generous content buff similar to the Doors Hotel Plus update, which was a massive success over a year ago. Things do get even crazier, especially when a player decided to write if the developers could add an item that could replace the lockpick in the Minds that speedrunners hate, and adding a skip for the generator minecart rooms. Maybe something powered by a guiding light that will allow you to teleport to the next room and can be found within the garden as an example. Redibles did mention Big here, saying that they have been heavily discussing whether or not to allow lockpicks to be used in generators, but they can't promise anything yet since they could come up with a different choice. So this is yet more information and insight that the developers are trying to figure out a way to bypass generators, possibly with an item similar to the lockpick. I mean, they could develop some type of replacement fuse item that can quickly be used to fill up the generators. Another player also mentioned that the developers could try adding an alternate vine path that leads to behind the generator metal doors, that way the shears could also act like lockpicks. To which Redibles replied, they will be doing a few rooms like this actually, and more rooms utilizing vines in general, but they still may toy with lockpicking generators. So these are yet more information and confirmations that the developers are currently working on these skippable generators in a future FLOOR 2 update. Another confirmed update for Doors FLOOR 2 does come from yet another UGC item leak that features Jack's face being imprinted onto a player's face model, which actually does look really nice, but Jurassic Mason mentioned if knobs are going to be used for other stuff in the future, because they remembered that it said they would be in the in-game shop, to which Redibles replied, yes, that's currently in our near future update plans. Now, we're not really sure what they would use for the knobs exactly, but it could be hinted possible customizable skins and effects could be applied to, such as crucifixes or whatnot, with the revamped knob shop feature. As for more confirmations on bugs and glitches, someone did mention that there was currently a bug where A60 and A120 can spawn within the rooms containing exit doors, to which Redables said that they will look into it. To more confirmations of players asking changes to the guiding light within the second mine-seek chase, especially as it gets hard to see which way to go sometimes. As the code developer replies, as far as I know, this has been heavily improved over the last couple patches, but we will continue to look at it on my end, and I'd like to reassess some of the rooms for the second seek chase that are a bit annoying. A player did mention that within door 200, jumping above the rocks and in order to get to the valves was intended or not, as you can literally just jump over these giant rocks in order to bypass major chunks of the final seek boss, to which Redables stated that some of the jumps are very hard, and if you do miss them, you'll end up getting shoved into the sludge, so they think it's okay. This is actually big news, as many speedrunners do use this glitch within their runs, so it's nice that developers have a deal with the speedrunners by keeping this glitch to keep them happy. There was also another glitch being reported about a player doing a full run between floor 1 to floor 2, dealing with a 15-minute loading time, to which the developers asked if they ended up using modifiers, as they've been trying to find a way to fix this bug, though it has been difficult to do so. In case you didn't know, the developers did end up officially patching many of the well-known glitches, such as the supersonic minecarts going around, and it's also no longer able to bring modifiers into floor 2, prompting players to wait for the official modifiers release before changing the difficulty. Redables also ended up posting some Doors Floor 2 asset leaks, which does involve with the statue that we can't see within the revamped courtyard. All they showed was two file model names labeled Statue Halo and Statue Wings, as they said Statue Much. If we take a look within the game's classified files, we can notice that there are actually no items being referenced to halos or even wings. It could potentially lead to a hint being at an update for the statue, or that something deeper may be going on within it as well. We're just not exactly sure at the moment. But regarding about the game's new updated code and whatnot, a player did ask whether or not the back doors was made within 2 weeks before the hunt, or if it was something that was already planned, to which Redables said it was fully planned, developed, and released in 2 weeks. Many of the ideas used in the backdoors are recycled, scrapped ideas, as the backdoor was one of their favorite updates, since they did get to see some of their old scrapped ideas come back to light, which is something they want to do again somehow. So not only did they confirm that they want to create another backdoors inspired floor, potentially revolving around floor 2 in the mines, but they were also able to piece this mini floor within just 2 weeks of hard-working development, which does show the power of the developer team and just how quickly they are able to piece new floors and features into the game moving forward, as it may help us paint a better picture of when the Mines Plus update or even Floor 3 may come out within the near future. Are you excited about the new update info? Like and subscribe, and take care.